Okay, this is mistakes I've made as the business owner. As you guys know, I have the apparel brand, Project Kitsune Collective. I will put down the link tree in the description for Project Kitsune, and you guys can follow me on, well, X, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Project Kitsune is a techwear brand and an athleisure brand, combining folklore, gaming, comics, anime, manga, pop culture, all things nerd, into ethereal beauty. I have a yokai series of techwear clothing I'm working on. I have a cyberpunk series of techwear I'm working on with an amazing artist who has been like my #1 cheerleader for my brand. I will reveal more details later when things are more set in stone. And I'll make sure everything with that goes smoothly. I want to do like a Chainsaw Man inspired line, and we'll see what else we can do. It's a dope brand. And some characters are like my own webtoon characters. I essentially make merchandise for that's like really high quality techwear merchandise. And I do plan on hiring a couple friends of mine as models. I'll even give you like a couple $100 for it, even if it's like some your significant other takes with their cell phone or like one of your friends or whatever. But that being said, I want to talk about the mistakes I've made. I spent a year working just getting the leggings out there. I went with like one of the first companies I found. I liked everything they were doing. I was enthralled and excited by what would be like their development center where you could like take classes, learn the design and everything. As more and more time passed, like time I spent where I could have been designing, I could have been producing new clothes. I was kind of just wasting my monthly paycheck, realistically. I was spending like $200 a month. Things were getting done at like a not an ideal rate. Then I'd have to pay for like the tech pack development on top of that. Like, what was I paying the $200 a month for just to access? I wasn't using the computers there. It would be a long time before I could. I was out of my way to drive there and like a pain to park over there. So I didn't really want to do that anyway. It was far from ideal. And then when it came around time to produce the first batch of leggings, I kind of let them talk me out of using the fabric I had already purchased and sourced myself. It ended up costing me more money because I had to pay for the new fabric, and I lost the original fabric because I kind of just left it there. I couldn't renew the membership anymore. It was getting like way too expensive. I found another manufacturer, but by that time, like I was expecting to like release my first product in May and get on with like the crop jacket, right? The Kitsune Kiss crop jacket that had like the little piece of jersey mesh, right? I couldn't release that because I barely got the leggings done and those struggled to sell. Like, I understand social media marketing very well, but it's dependent on certain things taking place. Like, a lot of my marketing plan is heavily based on like having models for the clothing and like actually getting stuff out there. We really need to rely on friends of mine. The first batch of white leggings, ultimately, people are hesitant to buy white leggings, even though like they have a cute-ass design, right? I've sold a couple pieces since. I've given a couple pieces free to my friends. I'm still looking for models. I want to have like 2 or 3 models for the leggings, right? The black ones are actually probably going to be the ones to sell more. I was expecting to have like 3 or 4 products by May of like last year. I ended up reaching out to one of my favorite creators, and I was going to let her pick stuff from the site and send her stuff. Adding products to the site got delayed, so I ended up ghosting her. So not only did I waste a shit ton of money and waste fabric and then was stuck unable to market for a little bit, I fell behind by like a year, right? Oh, and they also moved development center they were creating, right? From like one location to the other. And I kind of just got fucked with that. So I found out when I called, was finally able to get a hold of somebody. Half the shit I was paying for took forever to put together. Ultimately, I was paying with, I would have like a green screen and like a little runway to like actually do modeling shoots, which actually was getting set up at the previous location, but that just ended up being used for like manufacturing. And then the secondary location, which is still using both locations for manufacturing, ironically, I got fucked over waiting for that basically. And I'm not saying this is like a hate thing, but it's just, they're paying $200 a month and they still nickel and dime you on top of that. I was able to go with Malengo. Malengo eventually shut down, but they connected me with like my current manufacturer, and working with them has been a dream. But I've been delayed over a year now, going into 2 years. Ideally, I would like to take the batch of white leggings, start producing them in a new factory. The black ones are already produced in a new factory, and they're actually way higher quality and have better profit margins. If you're wondering why I don't need to increase my prices with tariffs, I'm willing to lose like $1 or $2 on every pair of leggings just to make sure like you guys get the best. But then I took too long to like pay for stuff with them too, because I couldn't market the Kickstarter effectively beforehand, and it's like I needed a couple hundred people beforehand. I barely got over 100, and that didn't, I was marketing at conventions and stuff before launch, and I need to ask my friends, like, actually help me share the actual link. This is an invitation to my friends, like keep me accountable to fucking do that. Now I have the chainsaw cargo pants on pre-order, right? The CSM cargo pants on pre-order, if you notice, are kind of based off Denji's color scheme. So if like Denji was to get into tech wear instead of being a devil hunter, I want to see if like maybe I could put together a couple t-shirt designs for Denji and a couple t-shirt designs for Power, right? Maybe long sleeve designs for, so we're just gonna make it a sweater. I think long sleeve designs for Aki. I think Akihito, right? Devil dog guy. I want to put together some long sleeve designs for him, have them available in a couple different colorways, and like I like to do things like are like either metallic or like UV reactive, very high detail, won't come off no matter what. Like it is permanently affixed to the fabric. It could take multiple abusive washes. I actually have discovered a fabric blend I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with. It's between one specific fabric blend and like it's between a dual blend, it's between a cotton spandex blend, and it's between a tri blend. That like maybe has a little bit of polyester to make it slightly more breathable. It's heavily cotton spandex based. Dual blend or the tri blend. Now I'm gonna be in a better spot like later this year to like actually reach out to this girl again and like maybe she's willing to work with me, pay her extra for ghosting her. And that's the thing, I normally don't ghost people, but I've been like too fucking embarrassed because delay after delay after delay after delay after delay. I wasn't able to launch my products. And then if you notice my posts, they're like of me doing some little like cyberpunk Night City slang speak. I use cyberpunk lingo, I use cyber lingo. I use either EDM or like songs from the game or the anime. Literally, it's sort of a like Night City vibe. I do it primarily from my account so I could use copyrighted music. And then I invite myself as a collaborator on the secondary account, which is my business account for Project Kitsune, right? I need to get a couple more clothing racks. I need to get a retractable backdrop banner. I now have like a cart that's like can handle 500 pounds in it, right? So those are mistakes I've made as a business owner. Like the other thing is like struggling to get the funds up front for a production order. Each production order costs me like a minimum of $2,000. They're 100 unit production orders. Here's the thing. I did actually blacklist one company from working with me for like that had a minimum order quantity of 70, but they were kind of dicks about like, oh, if you know what you're doing, you could sell it in a day. Not necessarily. Now, eventually I would like to branch out. I make some of the designs I've been waiting on for a while, right? I have this one design that's kind of loosely inspired by Batman's Red Hood. Jason Todd, right? It's Red Hood meets Honkai Star Rail in space. That's not the artwork for it. That's just like the only way to describe like this one bomber jacket design that I have that I really want to make, because it's like a space-ish kind of bomber jacket with strap, like nylon straps, armor piece, faux armor pieces. It is just badass. All soft shell, baby. With like maybe like an inner lining of like linen or polyester, right? It's a nice ass jacket. It is a bougie ass jacket, but ain't gonna be cheap. And then I'm gonna try to redesign the Oni hoodies to be like a soft shell material and see if I could actually go with a DTF printing to like maintain color. Or like I'll maybe ask one of my friends like that I might commission some t-shirts from, like what kind of printing methods do you use? This is a synthetic fabric. I really want vibrant colors. I want to be able to use like a color base fabric. I don't want sublimation dye the whole thing. I want it really vibrant. I want it to be a certain thing. The Oni hoodie right now, it's designed to go on a regular hoodie. I want it to be redesigned like a soft shell. The reason it's so expensive are actually the pauldrons are like rubber Oni masks that just sort of, they clip in. They're detachable. I'm gonna redesign how those clip in. The straps that they clip into are like actually like sewn into the hoodie. I'm gonna do some redesigning and it's gonna be lit. I'm getting in better shape, so eventually I'm going to model my own stuff as well. Like I'm really dependent on like a lot of my friends helping him. I'm the guy that's like uber mega turbo shy about asking for help. I end up kind of screwing myself over in that process. And then I still have to reach out back to Cloud Factory because technically I owe them money for a sample of earrings. I had a bunch of friends that said they would buy them, came around, didn't buy them. It is what it is. I'm actually plan on redesigning those earrings. It's not like much needs to be done. They kind of pinch my ear a little bit, even though they're like my favorite pair of earrings, and they're super modular, which I actually do like. So I'm gonna see if like I could have those like extended a bit further out, and then we'll see what else can be done. I want to see if I can get a couple of rings and like necklaces made. All in all, I wish I had more people that I could have bounced stuff off of, got actually asked for help, because as a solopreneur I was at the mercy of one factory switching to another, and like I'm still not on top of people when I need to outsource shit and get shit done. And I'm not talking about commissioning anything, no, like I'm talking about reaching out to friends of mine like that have like volunteered to do stuff. Basically I'm not on top of the modeling thing for friends that have volunteered to model for me, and that's not entirely their fault. That's also my fault for not following up, like not finding out where the breakdown in communication went. So something I am also liable for. And then realistically, I need to start producing content for my brand, but I can't do that because it's dependent on other people. Really, all I need is a couple different angles for a photo, a little bit of a catwalk, like start your stuff, add some music, edit the photos however you want in Lightroom on your phone, and then like just send them to me. That's realistically what I need. Nothing super professional. And just adding them to a product catalog, just make sure there's good lighting. Eventually I will be escalating the photo shoots and doing cooler and cooler stuff. Eventually, like I want to do like a neon city background, right? Once the brand is more established. I've also been giving away influencer samples to try to like draw up more interest, right? Basically, I've been giving away influencer samples that I started like mailing out like maybe last month or so as like free gifts, so no obligation gifts. So I'm taking a risk here. They may or may not post it. They may or may not unbox it, but something was sent to them. So if they want to, they could just come and contact me and ask for a collaboration, like whatever their rate is. And I'm just trying to get my brand out there. Then I have to get a lot more art done for the booth. I am procrastinating and like losing time. 2026, I want to make sure that's not a thing I do anymore. I want to make sure I get stuff done. I'm planning on commissioning someone for business card design and to do like a little banner for me. Basically, I already have my logo. It's designed by one of my favorite YouTubers and all around cool chill dude. I give him my logo concept as crudely drawn as it was, and he's like, I see what you're going for. Makes the best version of the logo possible. And he ideated 15, 20 different designs. He just gets so into it, and like he geeks out, I geek out. That's how we got the current Project Kitsune logo. It was designed by the Subverti. He's an amazing dude. I did commission him for him. You could find the commission on Project Rocket. Well, the commission here that like I used, right? And then I want to reach out to him because he did say like he wants my brand to succeed. So I want to reach out to him like about some other stuff privately. I have a couple other people that want to work with me. I'm really, really grateful for them, because without these people, there's about 3 or 4 people I would be royally fucked without when it comes to my brand. And I'm finally meeting like the right people that actually want me to succeed. But yeah, this has been like mistakes I've made as a business owner and how far behind I am with my own brand. I'm losing like 2 years of time that I could have had a product to market by now. I kind of wish that I had met Malengo and Johan Garment Co. like sooner. Oh, and originally I was fixated on making my stuff here in the US. I'd rather eat the tariff cost if it results in a higher quality item, which it did result in a higher quality item. And notice like I didn't list the US factory because I'm not throwing shade. The factory I've worked with overseas like actually not only like has a better profit margin, but it's actually higher quality, so you're actually getting a better product. I'm anti-fast fashion. That's my value. I make stuff that's built to last. I have some alternatives, some goth values, and making stuff that is not cheap shit you're gonna throw in garbage after a year that you can actually like wear to the gym for years to come, or like wear out in the rain. Yeah, that's first and foremost. That's the number one thing I'm concerned with. It's like quality. That's also like why I'm willing to eat the tariff costs for you guys. It's also not that much higher for apparel. Although like everyone's raising it because of like the expense in tech, right? Every other industry goes and raises it, tech and print media, but they raise it exorbitantly. Yeah, the apparel, the tariffs are actually not as bad as print media and tech. It's actually insane how expensive everything is nowadays, and like you'd still be making profit keeping it at the same. Print media has way higher tariffs. Tech has way higher tariffs. Apparel, not so much. I would be paying way higher tariffs if I was like buying like over $60,000 worth in one shipment. I'm not. My shipments are like $2,000 worth. And this is based off my personal experience and the rates I'm quoted. It could be different with whatever company you're working with. Be sure to follow Project Kitsune. Hopefully one of my favorite creators is still willing to work with me and will understand. It's not that I'm unprofessional or disorganized. I had shit happen. That's a wrap for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm actually going to invite Project Kitsune as a collaborator on this video because I am trying to grow that channel too. And I do have a New Year's giveaway going on with them. First place prize is the black colorway Night Fox Kitsune Kiss leggings. Kitsune Kiss Fox Claw leggings. Second prize is the white colorway, the Snow Fox colorway. And third place prize is a couple of different $5 e-gift cards. I don't know how many of those I have to give out. I'd have to look at the contest again because they only let me put forth a certain amount. Eventually, when I run these contests in the future, if I could afford the hobbyist plan, I'm going to make it like following me on Twitch and Kick as entry methods. It is my apparel company, and I do want to make sure I can kind of keep that apparel company going. Anyway, it's been an absolute blast. I encourage you guys to enter that contest, that giveaway, and we'll be drawing at the end of the month for the first place prize. If they don't want it, we will redraw the prize. Stay tuned, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching my business grow.